Assalamu alaikum. On Friday, August 3rd, 2007, Hazur expressed his gratitude for the safe and sound conclusion of the 41st Jalsa Salana, which was held in the United Kingdom. Hazur said that the poor weather conditions made the Jalsa organization difficult. These extreme difficulties were experienced by both organizers and attendees alike. The car parking system was chaotic, but apart from a few exceptions, most did not complain. Hazur was disappointed at the impatience exhibited by a few individuals and reiterated that Ahmadis demonstrate courtesy and civility, for this distinguishes us as a community. Poor behavior is counter to the objectives for which the Jalsa is held, and Hazur admonished those guilty of it to beg Allah for forgiveness. Hazur was pleased that the overwhelming majority of Ahmadis were cooperative and prayed Allah reward them for their patience and their fortitude. Hazur said one advantage of the bad weather is that the Jalsa organizers are working on improving it. Whatever difficulties come from Allah lead to betterment. We have been provided an opportunity to more effectively organize and plan for the 2008 Jalsa Salana, which is the 100-year anniversary of our Khilafat. If British embassies around the world are generous in granting visas, it is likely that next year the attendance could be increased by over 10,000. This year's attendance was 25,000. Hazur recalled the extremity of the parking and weather conditions during the Jalsa, but stated the community of the Promised Messiah, peace be upon him, is wonderful and resilient. Hazur said he was particularly concerned for the guests and said istighfar for them all night on their behalfs, beseeching Allah. He rejoiced when he saw the same faces appearing the next day of the Jalsa. Apparently the harsh conditions were not enough to deter the attendance. Nevertheless, Hazur said that the Emir Sahib United Kingdom and the organizers have apologized for any inconveniences which were suffered by the guests. In general, the Jalsa organization was very good, and most of the attendees, as well as the police, were appreciative of this later on. We should be grateful that Allah has made arrangements for our training, and we should continually improve to get better and better as the years go on. Hazur expressed his gratitude to all those who volunteered to help at the Jalsa. He included all those who cooked, transported food, provided drinking water, transported people, and arranged for guest accommodations. Each volunteer did a great job and did not allow the extreme weather to impede their tasks. Hazur said one government minister from Uganda observed with great appreciation how the volunteers worked regardless of their academic qualifications or social standings and humbled themselves only to gain Allah's pleasure. Hazur responded to the minister that this was the revolutionary change brought about by the Promised Messiah, peace be upon him. Hazur said this enthusiasm is prevalent in the community worldwide. The workers went about their duties in pouring rain all day and all night, but did not let their tasks suffer. Hazur prayed that Allah grant an excellent reward to all the workers and increase their faith. In light of the hadith, that one who is not grateful to people is not grateful to Allah, Hazur thanked all of the volunteer workers. Hazur said grateful people of Allah are also grateful to those who facilitate their comfort. There were some volunteers at Jalsa who barely slept during the 24 hours. Each Ahmadi who attended the Jalsa is obligated to be grateful to them and pray for them. There were little girls, women, men who had worked selflessly throughout the night. The workers should also be grateful that they were enabled to be a part of the army of the Messiah, peace be upon him, and serve others. The challenge of next year's Jalsa is enormous, and everyone should begin preparing for it now. Hazur said MTA's live broadcast was a great service to Ahmadis all across the globe. MTA workers worked extremely hard and deserve the gratitude of the worldwide Ahmadiyya Muslim community. Many MTA volunteers were exhausted due to the long hours spent in setting up the system ahead of the Jalsa. In one instance, a volunteer fell into the mud from sheer exhaustion and fell asleep there. Hazur said such examples do not exist in worldly affairs or matters. Hazur added that all the attending dignitaries expressed great appreciation of the arrangements and the program, and many observed that the Islam presented was indeed the true Islam. One person remarked that the bad weather could not deflate the spirits of people, adding that these are people who could even offer their prayer in mud if they needed to. Hazur said all this adds to our gratefulness. Each Ahmadi who attended the Jalsa should be grateful and should continue to pray that we be the recipients of God's pleasure. May He cover our faults. And the UK Jalsa organizers will take note of any shortcomings. However, others around the world should also pay attention to these lessons learned. We should always be mindful that gratitude is developed as taqwa is developed, and truly thankful is the one who has a fear of God. Hazur said that he would say it one more time, that each Ahmadi should be grateful that he or she has seen the age of the Messiah, and that they have had the opportunity to attend the Jalsa that he initiated and have witnessed the sincerity of the volunteer workers. May Allah enable everyone to be among those who understand the true essence of gratitude. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum.